Lust is ruining your life, and it will continue to ruin your life until you realize that both the strongest man to have ever lived and the wisest man to have ever lived were both defeated by lust. Because it's not about how strong you become, and it's not about how many books you read either. It's about having a clear strategy. And in this video, I'm going to give you a clear strategy to help you win and defeat lust every single time. Now, the first thing you need to understand is that your sexual energy is actually a superpower. Sexual energy is like fire. Yes, fire can destroy. It can burn everything down. But fire can also create. It can actually be a driving force. It can become a beautiful thing. So realize that these urges and desires you're getting, they're causing you to fall and stumble because you haven't converted your energy. You need to make sure that you're using this energy to build. And that's where the law of conservation of energy comes into play. Understand that energy cannot be created and it also cannot be destroyed. It can only be converted. So that means that the more urges, the more desires, the more temptation you're actually experiencing, the more energy that you also have to put into your goals and to become this great person. There's a guy in my community and he started going to the gym. In my community, there's this blueprint called the Get Big Blueprint. It helps you build your dream physique without living in the gym. 3 times a week and you get super lean, looking like me, pretty good. And he said to me, I'm getting all of these urges. And obviously he didn't understand that your libido increases as you go to the gym, your sex drive, your desires. But I told him, bro, this is an advantage. This isn't a negative. This is a superpower. Because as I said, the more desires you're getting, the more urges you're experiencing. If energy cannot be created and it cannot be destroyed, it can only be converted. That means the more energy you now have to convert and to put into your goals. It's a superpower. And I told him, now you have all the energy you need, an unlimited amount of fuel to become the great person that you dream of becoming, to achieve all of those goals, to become this person that people respect, that can inspire many, the younger generation, be able to look after your family, be able to attract your dream wife who will look at you in awe. Your children will respect you because of all the great things you've achieved, how much you changed the world. You now have the opportunity to become that person and to do those things because of all of this energy that you have. It's a blessing. And if you want access to the Get Big Blueprint, the Overcoming Lust Blueprint, because this is one of the lessons in it, also the Confidence Blueprint, the Magnetic Blueprint, the Positive Mindset Blueprint, the Bulletproof Mindset Blueprint, calls and a community of like-minded high achievers. The link to the join will be somewhere below. But understand that this is a superpower. And also understand that you need to start making decisions in favor of the future version of yourself. One of the greatest ways to tell if someone is going to be successful in life is if they can delay gratification or not. And one of the ways that I've been able to achieve so much in my life so quickly is because I started making decisions that would favor the future version of myself. What I mean by that is, every single time you want to make a decision, that decision can either put the future version of yourself, meaning you in a week, 3 months, a year, in a better position or a worse position. So every time I want to make a decision, I ask myself, would the future version of me thank me for doing this thing? Would he? And when you start asking that question, you realize that a lot of the stuff that you want to do isn't going to serve you. It's going to put you back. It's not going to set you forward. And when you start making those decisions that favor the future version of you, that's when progress becomes sweet. That's when you start building momentum. And that's when you start achieving things and you look back and you're like, wow, I'm so grateful that I made that decision. For example, I'm so grateful I started posting on social media about 3 years ago on the 18th of September 2023. It's completely changed my life. I'm literally inspiring millions of people because I made that decision. I thank myself for that. Now, if I didn't start posting, I'd be like, damn, man, I wish I did it. And that's how most people live their lives. I wish I did this. I wish I did that. If only I did this. If only I did that. Why not live a life where you can just do the right things? If we look at the oldest people to have ever lived, those people in those retirement homes about to die maybe in the next year or two, they interview them and they always say, What's the one thing you regret? And they say, I regret not doing this. I regret not doing that. Why not just make the right decision now, knowing that that is what's going to cause you the greatest amount of regret in the future? Just make the right decisions that are going to put the future version of you, the version of you that actually exists. Like, you're going to have to live that version of you. That's the thing. The future version of you, we feel like it's a different person to us, but it's actually the same person. Like, that's going to be you in the future. You're going to have to live the reality that you create now. The reality you're experiencing now is a product of what you did in the past. So when you realize that the future version of you is you, and you're going to have to pay for the decisions that you make today, you start making better decisions. So keep that future version of you in mind and put that future version of you in a better position. Also, I want you to realize that thieves don't break into empty houses. We've spoken about this energy that you have that you can convert to achieve these great goals and to become this great person. But also realize that no thief has ever tried to break into an empty house. They break into valuable houses. And one of the reasons why you get all of these urges, one of the reasons why you have all these desires and you just feel like you have this temptation and you don't know how to overcome it, is because your destiny is bright. Lust defeats people. As I said in the beginning, it's defeated the greatest man in terms of strength and in terms of wisdom. Because the more that you have in terms of your destiny, the more potential you have. The more potential you have to actually impact the world and to change things, the more lust is going to target you. So realize that one of the reasons why you're experiencing all these temptations, why you're struggling with lust, why it's so hard to overcome, is because of the bright future that you have. And that means that it's even more important for you to actually make these changes to overcome lust, to finally learn how to defeat it. Because if you don't, think about all the millions of people who won't be impacted by you anymore because you didn't choose to overcome your lust. It's a choice. I was in a position where I struggled. I'm not there anymore. I've overcome it. You can do the same too. But it's all a choice. And when you realize that this isn't a choice that only affects you, but it actually affects your future family, your future wife, your future children, and millions of people around the world who need you to be on your A game, to reach your full potential, you realize that it is a no-brainer to overcome your lust. Like I said, this is only one lesson out of 30 in my community where I have the Overcoming Lust Blueprint that teaches you how to actually defeat lust once and for all so you can attract your future wife. And if you want access to it, click the link in my description. It'll be somewhere there. But if you have any questions as well, send me a DM on Instagram. I'm always happy to help. And keep on fighting this fight because I'm telling you, when you defeat lust, life becomes so much more beautiful.